Namaskaram, sir.
నమస్కారం ఆదిత్యజీ.
జై శ్రీమన్నారాయణ మేడం.
శ్రీమన్నారాయణ.
శ్రీమన్నారాయణ
శ్రీమన్నారాయణ మేడం.
ఓం నమో నారాయణ.
ఓం నమో నారాయణ.
ఓం నమో నారాయణ.
ఓం నమో నారాయణ. ఓం నమో నారాయణ. ఓం నమో నారాయణ మ్యామ్ సార్. జై శ్రీమన్నారాయణ.
నమో నారాయణ.
నమస్కారం మ్యామ్.
ఓం నమో నారాయణ.
ఓం నమో నారాయణ గురుజీ.
Shall we start? Who is the coordinator for this program?
నమో నారాయణ గురుజీ.
Om Namo Narayana.
నమో
Om
నారాయణ.
Namo
ఓం నమో
Narayana.
నారాయణ.
I requesting
Om
all
Namo
the
Narayana.
devotees to
ఓం
please
నమో
be on
నారాయణ.
mute.
ఓం నమో నారాయణ.
Om Namo
నారాయణ గురుజీ.
ఓం నమో నారాయణ.
Om Namo Narayana.
ఓం నమో
Requesting, requesting all the requesting all the devotees to be on mute.
ఓం నమో నారాయణ.
Ma'am, the volume is too low.
Ma'am, please be on mute, ma'am. Requesting all the devotees to please be on mute. Thank
Yes,
you.
Aditya, can we proceed?
1 minute, Guruji. Kalai, ma'am? I'm not able to see sir. Actually, sir joined, sir. Sridharan, sir.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for Kalai, ma'am, because sir joined since and I'm not able to find out, sir.
ఓం నమో నారాయణాయ.
ఓం నమో నారాయణ.
ఓం నమో నారాయణ.
ఓం నమో నారాయణాయ.
ఓం నమో
ఓం నమో నారాయణ గారు.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
Om Namo Narayana Guruji.
Namaste.
Sorry,
Om
some
Namo
network.
Narayana,
Actually, we
Guruji,
faced some network issue, so
Okay, no problem.
we have to rectify it.
So we'll start. I will
Om Namo.
start the program.
Yes, sir, we can start, sir. We
Yeah.
are facing a capacity issue also.
Okay.
We can start, sir.
Harihi Om. Shuklam Bharataram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadhanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantये व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधे वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण जन्मसंसारबन्धनात् विमुच्यते नमस्तस्मै विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नाथयामुनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रीविष्णुचित्तकुलनन्दनकल्पवल्लीं श्रीरङ्गराजहरिचन्दनयोगदृश्यां साक्षात् क्षमां करुणया कमलामिवान्यां गोदामनन्यशरणशरणं प्रपद्ये Om Namo Venkatesaya. My pranams to everybody. With the blessings of Sriman Narayana in the form of Lord Krishna, as well as Goda Devi, we start this program. We invoke the blessings of Andal Rangamanar, as well as my Guru, for successful completion of this course for the next 2 weeks. Now, let's start the topic as such before we go into the Thanians. Just brief introduction of what Thiruppavai is, who is the author, and what does it contain. Now, our dharma is called as the Sanatana Dharma. That means our religion is called as Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means the ancient. The most ancient religion is the Hinduism, and therefore it is called as Sanatana Dharma. It is also called as Vaidika Dharma because the Vedas are the basis. Vedas are the backbone of our religion, and therefore it is also called as Vaidika Dharma. Now, Vedas are abstract and they are very theoretical, and therefore not all people can learn the chant the Vedas or understand the meanings of the Vedas. And therefore, subsequently, several acharyas and several people, the bhaktas who came later on, wanted this message of the Vedas to get into all the people of this universe, because the whole idea of the Vedas is to provide whatever we want in this world. The whole purpose of the Vedas is to give us all these purusharthas, dharma, karma, moksha, whatever desires we want to fulfill, and ultimately lead us on to the path of moksha. So that is the whole purpose of the Vedas. And therefore, all these the Mahatmas and the great souls who are so kind enough to the entire humanity, they wanted this message of the Vedas to go across to the entire humanity. And therefore, people in their different languages started composing the various hymns, and therefore it was the sankalpa of the Bhagavan to go these various messages of the Vedas through various hymns. And one such thing which was given in the Tamil language is called as the Divya Prabandham. Divya means divine, Prabandham means Prabandham. That means the verses, the divine verses given by the 12 Alvas of the South India, who gave this message of the Vedas ultimately to all the humanity. And of course, the Vedas are indirect and difficult to understand. The Alvas made it so simple for common man, everybody to understand what is the essence of the Vedas, and that is why it is called Vedam Tamil Seidam Maran. That means the Vedam, the Veda was converted into Tamil by the Nammalvar himself. Maran is Nammalvar. So the entire 4,000 verses of the Divya Prabandham talk about the essence of the Vedas, which is none other than the Bhagavan. Veda Vedyam is Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. The whole purpose of our birth is to ultimately reach the abode of Bhagavan Narayana. This was the message that was communicated by the various Alvas in this 4,000 Divya Prabandhams. Among the various Alvas, of course, the Alvas are from different backgrounds. Some of them, you find the king, you find the Brahmanas, you find the Vaishyas, you find all types of people, because the message of Bhagavan wanted to convey is the bhakti is a Samanatana Samanya Dharma. That means everybody can follow the path of the devotion to the Lord and ultimately reach the abode of Bhagavan. That is the message Bhagavan wanted to convey through these various Alvas. And therefore, it is not even gender specific. That's why you find one of the Alvas, the Andal, who is a female Alva. So that means even the female, everybody, it is not restricted to only few people. Even those people, even so the Alvar, so the Penna Alvar called as Andal or Goda was the person who composed this Thiruppavai as well as this Nachiyar Tirumozhi 143 pasurams. Among the entire 4,000 Vedas, the Thiruppavai is said to be like this pinnacle, because it contains the entire essence of the Vedas, and it is even said to be the seed of the Vedas. Vedam Anaithikum Vittagum Godetamil Rayendu Mindi Mariadamanade Vayam Sumapadum. That's me. The later one of the Acharya says the entire Thiruppavai is like the seed from which the entire Vedas have come. So that is the essence of that is the greatness of Thiruppavai. Now, before we start any spiritual text, we talk about three things. One is we talk about what is the Pravakta, who is the author of this text. Pramanam, what is this text? And then Pramayam, who is being talked of in this text. These are the three things which are essential to know before we get to the text as such. Now, the Pravakta, the author of this Thiruppavai is Andal. She is popularly called as Andal. Andal means Andal, Bhagavanaye Andal. That means she was able to gain control over Bhagavan himself. The Bhagavan is so much attached to Neela Devi, the Goda Devi, and therefore she is called as Andal. She was not born like any of us through a union of male and a female. She was found as a child in the Nandavanam under the Tulasi tree in Priyar. Priyarvar is also one of the important Arvas of the 12 Arvas. So when he was doing the Pushpa Kankaram, every day he used to pluck flowers from the garden and then make it into a garland and offer it to Bhagavan himself. So that was the Kankaram that Priyarvar or the Vishnu Chittar, he is also called as Vishnu Chittar, was doing. So one day while he was doing that, he found a female child crying or lying at the under the bank under the Tulasi tree. He went there and found it was a beautiful child. Even today, when you go to the place Avatara Sthalam, that is this Srivilliputtur, you can find the Tulasi tree, the tree under which plant under which the Goda was found. So he took that child and brought her up as her own child, and therefore she was none other than the Goda was none other than Bhuma Devi as such. So that's why she is called as Goda. Gava Datta iti Goda. That means Gosabdam. Go means different meanings for go. One meaning is cow. The other meaning of go is also Bhuma Devi. So go is also go. She was given by Bhuma Devi and therefore she was named as Goda. So Bhagavan Periyalvar was bringing the child up and therefore she was right from the younger days. She was so much attached to Krishna and therefore she was always singing in praise of Krishna. She was so much attached to Krishna and therefore one day when she was when this Periyalvar, as I told you, Vishnu Chitta was doing this Pushpa Kankaram to Bhagavan. She used to make the garland and then offer it to this Vatapatra Sai, the temple, the deity you find in that, this Srivilliputtur. So one day while Andal was seeing that, she was so much attracted to the garland, she wore that garland and looked at herself in the mirror and then put it back into that. So it was happening for some days. One day Periyalvar happened to see that and therefore she rebuked the child saying that, no, whatever you do first, we must offer it to Bhagavan, then only we can take it as his prasad. You cannot offer this, this flower. After you have worn this flower on your neck. And therefore, he just put that garland aside and started making new garland and then wanted to offer it to Vatapatra Sai. Vatapatra said, no, I don't want this flower garland. I want the garland worn by Andal herself. So she was also, because of the bhakti of this Andal, she was able to attract Bhagavan Vatapatra Sai also to herself. And therefore, she is called as Shudi Koduttanachya. That means she first wore that garland herself and then offered it to Bhagavan. That's why she is called as Shudi Koduttanachya. So such is the greatness of Andal, Pravakta. Now, next question is Pramanam. Pramanam is the text. What is this text? The text itself is nothing, as I told you, it's the essence of the Vedas. Because even in the Vedas talk, in fact, even the Bhagavad Gita is said to be the essence of the Upanishads. Sarvopanishado Gavo, Dogda, Gopalananda, Partho Vatsas Sudhir Bhokta, Dugdam Gita Mritam Mahati. That is one of the Dhyana slokas of Bhagavad Gita. It says, the Vedas, the Upanishads are like the cows, and Bhagavan Krishna was the milkman, was extracting the milk from the Upanishads, and that's why the Gita is said to be the milk of the Upanishads. Even in the Gita, Bhagavan towards the end only says, please surrender to me, I'll remove you from all your samsara chakra and give you moksha. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja ma aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayisham. That means I'll completely relieve of all your sins. That's what Bhagavan says towards the end. Whereas Andal says in the very first pasaram of Margari Tingal, he says, Narayanane Namakke Paritharvan. It's the Narayana who is the supreme deity who can offer us all this moksha. So that means that is the greatness of Thiruppavai is said to be the essence. You can find the entire essence of bhakti, jnanam, and the essence of everything you can find in Thiruppavai in the 30%. So that is why it is said to be that is why it is said to be the Vedamana. That is the seed of the Vedas themselves. So that is the greatness of this text that you are going to see. And of course, Pramayam, who is the person who is being talked of, it is none other than Sriman Narayana in the form of Krishna. Goda was attracted to Narayana in the form of Sri Krishna Paramatma, and she considered herself to be a gopi, and therefore she wanted to do this bhakti towards Bhagavan, and therefore she started up in the Srimad Bhagavatam. You can find the gopis doing this this 30 days of they used to go to the Yamuna river, take bath over there, and offer it to Katyayani Devi, asking Nandagopa Sutam Devi, Kurume Pratim Me Namaha. That means they wanted Nandagopa's son to be their pati, that means their husband, and they were doing this, Katyayani Puja, and they were doing it for 30 days. And referring to the same, this puja which the gopis were doing, she considered herself with the gopi, and then this Srivilliputturu as this Gokulam, and then the Sarovar, that is the tank in that one, as the Yamuna Nadi, and she was calling her own friends as other gopis and started singing in praise of Lord Krishna. So that's why this is the message that is contained in this this Thiruppavai, which can give you all the things that you want in the world, including the moksha as such, and also germinate bhakti in you. And that's why you can see towards the end of this person, what is the Palasuti, what Andal is asking herself about what she wants by doing this vratam of getting up early in the morning. In the Bhagavan says, Masana Margasirisham, among all the months, I'm the Margari month. That is the Hemante Pradame Mas. That's what is going to now. We are in Kartika Masam. Next one is the Margari season. So everybody should get up early in the morning, take bath, and then chant this Thiruppavai. That is what Andal was doing as the Pavai Nondu. So that is the text. Prameyam, of course, I told you, is being talked of Sri Krishna Paramatma, who is none other than Bhagavan Narayana himself, and therefore all the three things just fall in place. Andal herself as Bhuma Devi Tayar. Bhuma Devi Tayar is giving that message because in Varaha Avataram, when Bhagavan lifted this Bhuma Devi from the clutches of Hiranyaksha, Bhuma Devi started crying. She said, "No, why are you crying? I lifted you from the clutches of Hiranyaksha." She said, "You have saved me because you are my husband. What about all my children? Or who is going to redeem themselves?" Bhagavan says, Bhagavan says in this Varaha Puranam, says, "Site manasi susvaste sarire satiyo naraha dasusame smite smrta vishwarupam cha mamajam tatastam remanam tu kashtapashana sannibam aham smarami madbhaktam nayami paramam." That means Bhagavan says in Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, whatever is the last thought at the time of death, that becomes the basis for the subsequent birth. So people who think of me at the time of death ultimately reach me. So then Varaha Bhavan goes to a step further. He says, at the time of birth, we do not know. We may be in the form of, may be like a kashta pashan, that may be like a rock, or by a log of wood in the coma. So we may not be able to remember what is happening over there, and therefore how to think of Bhagavan. So therefore Varaha Bhavan says, when all your sense organs are good, when your body is in a fit condition, you chant the name of the Lord. That enough is sufficient. When you chant the name of the Lord, I will take care of you at the time of your death. That's what the assurance that Varaha Bhavan says. That is the sloka. And therefore Andal, having born us, and the Bhuma Devi born us, Andal is trying to promote this Nama Sankirtanam through this 35. Wherever you see Paramanadipadi, so all this, you will find all this Nama Sankirtanam references in the entire Thiruppavai. So she wants to promote this Nama Sankirtanam among all of us, so for the people to ultimately reach the abode of Bhagavan. So there is the greatness of Thiruppavai. So let's move on to, before we start this text, there are some Taniyans. Taniyans are the people, subsequent acharyas have sung in praise of the person, in praise of the author as well as the text. So there are 3 Taniyans for Thiruppavai. So let's start with one was done by Parasara Bhattar. Parasara Bhattar is the son of Kuresa. Kuresa himself was a direct disciple of Sri Ramanujacharya, and therefore he's the Parasara Bhatta. Parasara Bhatta was the person who wrote this commentary on this Vishnu Sahasranamam called as Bhagavad Guna Darpanam. That is, Darpanam is mirror. So the Vishnu Sahasranam is nothing like a mirror which is reflecting the qualities of Bhagavan. That's what his Bhashyam or this commentary is called as. So the same Parasara Bhatta has given this first Taniyan in Sanskrit. The other 2 Taniyans are given in Tamil. So let's start with the first Taniyan. So I need a volunteer for that, please. Anyone volunteer? So can anybody unmute or? Okay, if they are not able to unmute, let me chant it myself slowly so that you can, even if they are in unmute, if they are in mute position, you can chant along with me. Neela Tunga Stanagiri Tati Sukta Mudbodhya Krishnam Parartyam Swam Shruti Sata Siras, Shruti Sata Siras, Siddham, Siddham, Adhyapayanti, Adhyapayanti, Swochishtayam, Swochishtayam, Srajanigalitam, Srajanigalitam, Yavalat, Yavalat, Kritya Bhungte, Kritya Bhungte, Godatasयै, Godatasयै, Namaidamidam, Namaidamidam, Bhuya yevastu bhuyaha, Bhuya yevastu bhuyaha. Let's do quarter by quarter. Neela tungastanagiri tati, Neela tungastanagiri tati, Suktamudbodhya Krishnam, Suktamudbodhya Krishnam, Parartyam swam Shruti Sata Shiras, Parartyam swam Shruti Sata Shiras, Siddhamadhyapayanti, Siddhamadhyapayanti, Swochishtayam Srajanigalitam, Swochishtayam Srajanigalitam, Yabalad Kritya Bhungte, Yabalad Bhuktya Krinte, Godatasयै Namaidamidam, Godatasयै Namaidamidam, Bhuya yevastu bhuyaha, Bhuya yevastu bhuyaha. Let us do one by line. Neela tungastanagiri tati, Suktamudbodhya Krishnam. Neela tungastanagiri tati, Suktamudbodhya Krishnam. Parartyam swam Shruti Sata Siras Siddhamadhyapayanti, Parartyam swam Shruti Sata Siras Siddhamadhyapayanti, Swochishtayam Srajinigalitam Yabhalat Kritya Bhungte, Swochishtayam Srajinigalitam Yabhalat Kritya Bhungte, Godatasयै Namaidamidam, Bhuya yevastu bhuyaha, Godatasयै Namaidamidam, Bhuya yevastu bhuyaha. Let's see the broad meaning of that. Neela tungastanagiri tati, Suktamudbodhya Krishna. Krishna, who is sleeping on the bosom of Neela Devi. Neela Devi is called as Napinnai Pirati in Tamil. We will see that when we come to Pasana number 18, where we talk about Napinnai and so on. So Napinai, Bhagavan Krishna was sleeping on the bosom of this Neela Devi, who is none other than Napinnai Pirati, who was, and Andal was able to Udbodhya Krishna. That means she was able to wake up that Krishna. He was lying on the bed with Neela Devi. He was able to wake up that Krishna by what? Parartyam swam Shruti Sata Siras Siddham Adhyapayanti, by chanting this Thiruppavai, which is said to be the what is called Parartyam. Parartyam, that means it is the supreme knowledge. Para Artham, that means the greatest knowledge. Parartyam. Shruti Sata Siras, that means the hundreds of this Shruti means Vedas, Upanishads. Siddhas, that means it is the end of, that is the holy feet or the holy head. The head of the Vedas contains what is called as the Upanishads. Upanishads are also called as Vedanta. Vedanta, that means at the end of this, this Veda. In fact, Ramanujacharya, when he composed this Bhashyam for this the Brahma Sutra, he says, this Shruti Sarasi Vidipte Brahmani Srinivase. That means the one who is the shining, and the Upanishads is none other than Srinivasa himself, Lord Narayana himself. And therefore, he composed this Thiruppavai, which is at the head of all these hundreds and hundreds of the Vedas. And therefore, she is chanting that, and therefore, she was able to, because of the chanting of this Thiruppavai, she was able to wake up Sri Krishna Paramatma. Swa Uchishtayam Srajanigalitam Yabalat Kritya Bhungte. So, by just chanting, this, as I told you, she was wearing the garland. Sraji means garland. By wearing that garland herself, and that because of the association of the garland with her, she was able to pull Krishna. I mean, she was able to, that is what you call arrest Krishna. That means he was able to get Krishna under her control. Yagalat, Srajinigalitam, Yabalat, and therefore she pulled Krishna towards himself. Whenever you would have observed this in the phenomenon. Supposing there is a magnet, and there's a piece of iron. If the magnet is big, what it this iron piece will go and get attracted to the magnet. So Bhagavan is like the magnet, and Bhaktas are like the iron piece, so they get attracted. Supposing the piece of the iron is so big and the magnet is relatively small, what will happen? The magnet will go and get attracted to that iron piece. So like that, Andalvas or the Goda was such a great, this bhakta, and therefore Bhagavan went and got attached to Goda Devi. So that's why he said, Yabalat Kritya Bhunkta. She pulled Krishna to herself. Yabalat Kritya, and started enjoying with Krishna. Goda Tasya, to that Goda Gava Datta iti Goda. That means one was given by Bhuma Devi. Go is, as I told you, is Bhumi. So she was given by Bhuma Devi, and therefore she was called as Goda. Goda Tasya, to that Goda Devi. Nama idam idam. Again and again, my salutations to Goda. So that is what the meaning of this Taniyan. So Parasara Bhatta says, so Bhagavan Krishna was sleeping on the bosom of Neela Devi. And then Goda, because through her, these 30 pasarams of Thiruppavai was able to wake up Krishna. And because of the garland that she wore, as well as the Pamale and Pumale, and also because of the Thiruppavai, she was able to pull Krishna to herself and started enjoying with Krishna. To that Goda, my salutations again and again. So this is the meaning of this first, this Taniyan. Now let's move on to the second Taniyan. Second and the other two Taniyans are composed by Ujakonda. Ujakondan is the disciple of this Nada Munigal. Nada Munigal is also an important Acharya in the Vaishnava Sampradayam. In fact, the sloka of this Guru Parampara says, Lakshmi Natha Samarambam, that means starting with Lakshmi Natha. Lakshmi Natha is Sriman Narayana. Natha Yamuna Madhyam, that means that is the in between, who is the person, Natha Munigal, Natha Yamuna Acharya is this Alavandar. So therefore it talks about the Natha Munigal's grandson is the Alavandar. So Natha Yamuna Madhyamam. So they are in between. Asmad Acharya, till my Guru, my salutation. So Natha Munigal's Sishya is Ujakondan. He was the other person who composed the two Taniyans in Tamil. So these two Taniyans are in Tamil. So let's go through that. Annavayal Puduvai, Andal Arangarku, Pannu Thiru. 1 second. Okay. Can you put it on the screen, please? Annavayal Puduvai, Andal Arangarku, Pannu Thiru. Pannu Thiruppavai, Annavayal Puduvai, Andal Arangarku, Pannu. Can you put it on the screen, please?
Sir,
You're not able to do that. Okay. Annavayal Puduvai, Andal Arangarku, Pannu Thiruppavai, Palpadiyam, Innisayal, Narpamale, Pumale, Sudi Koduthalai Cholle. That is the one, this Taniyan. The other Taniyan is Sudi Kodutta Sudar Kodiye, Tolpavai, Padi Arulavalla Palvalayai, Nadini Venkatavarku, Yennai Vidhi Endrayim Matram, Nam Kadava Vanname Nalgu, Annavayal Puduvai, Andal Arangarku, Pannu Thiruppavai, Palpadiyam, Innisayal, Padi Koduttal, Narpamalai, பூமாலை பூமாலை சூடிக் கொடுத்தாளைச் சொல்லு, சூடிக் கொடுத்தாளைச் சொல்லு, சூடிக் கொடுத்த சுடற்கொடியே, சூடிக் கொடுத்த சுடற்கொடியே, தொல்பாவை தொல்பாவை பாடி அருளவல்ல, பாடி அருளவல்ல, பல்வளையாய் பல்வளையாய், நாடினி நாடினி வேங்கடவர்க்கு வேங்கடவர்க்கு என்னை விதி என்ற என்னை விதி என்ற இம்மாற்றம் இம்மாற்றம் நாம் கடவா வண்ணமே நாம் கடவா வண்ணமே நல்கு நல்கு. Let's go one line by line. அன்னவயல் புதுவை ஆண்டாள் அரங்கற்கு அன்னவயல் புதுவை ஆண்டாள் அரங்கற்கு பன்னு திருப்பாவை பல்பதியம் பன்னு திருப்பாவை பல்பதியம் இன்னிசையால் இன்னிசையால் பாடிக் கொடுத்தாள் நற்பாமாலை இன்னிசையால் பாடிக் கொடுத்தாள் நற்பாமாலை பூமாலை சூடிக் கொடுத்தாளைச் சொல்லு பூமாலை சூடிக் கொடுத்தாளைச் சொல்லு சூடிக் கொடுத்த சுடற்கொடியே சூடிக் கொடுத்த சுடற்கொடியே தொல்பாவை பாடி அருளவல்ல பல்வளையாய் தொல்பாவை பாடி அருள வல்ல பல்வளையாய் நாடினி நாடினி வேங்கடவர்க்கு என்னை விதி என்ற வேங்கடவர்க்கு என்னை விதி என்ற இம்மாற்றம் நாம் கடவா வண்ணமே நல்கு இம்மாற்றம் நாம் கடவா வண்ணமே நல்கு. So the meaning of this Taniyan is Annavayal Puduvai Andal Arangar. Annavayal Puduvai means that is this Srivilliputtur is full of fertile fields, and therefore all these swans this are walking along that this fields. Annavayal Puduvai, new place. Andal Arangarku Panna Thiruppavai. That means she composed this Thiruppavai for in honor of Sri Ranganatha Swami. So Ranganatha Perumal. Finally, Andal completely goes to Sri Rangam and gets merged with the Archavataram Sri Ranganatha. So that is the greatness of this Ranganatha Bhagavan. Not only Andal, but the Thiruppavai also gets merged into this Archavataram of Sri Ranganatha Murti. So Andal Arangarku Pannu Thiruppavai Palpadim. That means Palpadim is the lot of this 10. That means the 30 Pasuram she has sung. The 3 the Palpadim is more all this Patikam, we call it as tens and tens. So there are 3 tens in Thiruppavai. So 3 tens Thiruppavai, 3 Thiruppavai. Initial along with beautiful music. But Padi Kodutal, she also sang this Thiruppavai in a beautiful musical form to Ranganatha, Narpa Malai. That is, this is like a garland made up of this verses, as well as the Spumali. That means she not only gave this garland made up of this this words of Thiruppavai, but also she wore that the physical flowers, Pumali, the flower garland, and therefore she offered it to Bhagavan Sri Rangamanar, who was that in that Vatapatra Sai, was lying and it was in this this is Srivilliputtur. In fact, this Viyakondan says you don't have to even say Thiruppavai, just say the name of the Lord. Andal Namatte Chollu. It's Andal. Just say the name of Andal, Andal, Andal. That itself is sufficient. So that is the greatness of this Andal. That's what he's saying. Then the second Pasuram, Sudi Kodutta Sudar Kodiye. That means the person who wore this garland and gave it back to Sudar Kodiye means very shining. Kodi means like a very slender. The women are said to be very slender. So therefore she is like a Sudar Kodi. So she was so slender and so tall, and therefore she was able to wear that entire garland on her shoulders, going right up to her, this feet. So Sudi Kodutta Sudar Kodiye. Tolpavai, that means the oldest, that means very ancient Thiruppavai, Padi Arula Palvalai, that means she was wearing a lot of garland, Palvalaya, that means she was wearing a lot of garlands on her hands. So that means the Sandal who sang this beautiful ancient Thiruppavai, Nadini. Then she also says in one of her this Natya Tirumul, she tells to this Manmata, saying that please, make me as a person to surrender to Sri Venkateshwara, Lord Venkateshwara. So she is also fond of Lord Venkateshwara apart from Rangam. That's why even today, in this Brahmotsavam of this in Tirumala, you will find on the 5th day evening where you have this Garuda Vahanam, one garland from Srivilliputtur, which was worn by Andal, will come to, so for the Utsavamurti of this Malayappa Swami. So you will wear that garland worn by Andal. So Nadini Venkadavar Kiyanai, that means I'm only the person fit enough to be the Venkatesha Perumal. I don't want anybody else. I want only Venkatesha Perumal. Venkadavar Kiyanai Vidhi Yantra Immatram. So please, Andal, make us also get that kind of a dispassion with this world, and therefore let us also get into the same mood as saying that let us all surrender at the holy feet of Bhagavan, like Nammalvar says, Agaligille Niraymente Alarmel Mangai Urai Marba, நிகரில் புகழாய் உலகம் ஒன்றுடைய என்னை ஆழ்வன் நிகரில் அமரர் முனிக்கணங்கள் விரும் திருவேங்கடம் புகழ் ஒன்று இல்லாத அடிக்க. That means I don't have any other shelter other than you. Ananya Saranatvam, and therefore we surrender at the holy feet. That's what Namar says. Andal also said that I want to be at the holy feet of Sri Venkatanatha. Therefore, please Andal, please shower your grace on us so that we also get the same dispassion and then completely surrender ourselves at the holy feet of Lord Venkateshwara. So that is what is the meaning of this pasam. So to summarize, so this she's talking about the greatness of Srivilibuttur, huge fertile lands with, and all these lands are walking around that this Srivilibuttur, and she sang this 30 pasarams in honor of Lord Ranganatha in a beautiful musical form. And not only she wore this garland, garland of these verses, but also the garland of flowers. And therefore, let us all chant the name of Andal herself to get the benefit of her blessings. Similarly, Andal, who gave this, who wore this garland and gave it to this, this Bhagwan as such, you sang this great 30 pasarams, and then you wore this beautiful bangles on your hands, and therefore you surrender yourself ultimately at the holy feet of Lord Venkateshwara. Please bring us also the kind of dispassion so that we also surrender at the holy feet of Bhagwan as such. So this is what the Taniyans are. So let's start from the pasarams from tomorrow. So each day we'll cover 2 pasarams. Maybe tomorrow they'll solve the technical issue. Therefore, some of the volunteers can chant along with me, initially word by word, then then 1 quarter by 1 quarter, and finally 1 sentence. So that is how the pattern of the format of chanting will be. After that, I'll give a brief meaning of each of the pasarams. So whatever questions you have, since we don't have much time, you can post in that the link that is shared with you, and I'll try to answer the questions maybe in the subsequent day or so. So I think with this we'll conclude the first day, which is the Taniyan. My sincere apologies because of some technical issues. We are not able to get the people on board to chant along with me, but you can do it in mute. And of course, all these pasarams and everything, the voice recordings are also already there in the link. So you can keep practicing it. So you keep practicing it so that when the Margazhi month comes, you will be able to chant the entire 30 pasarams. So let me just conclude. Shri Vishnu Chitta Kulanandana Kalpavallim Shri Rangaraja Harichandana Yoga Disam Sakshat Chamam Karunaya Kamalanu Goda Manana Sharanam Prapati Goda Rangamannath Tiruvadigalai Sharanam. So let's move on to Thiruppaliyezhuchi by Srimati Rajalakshmi Bhartasarathi.
Yeah, Rajalakshmi ma'am, were you able to unmute ma'am? Guruji, we have a lot of technical issues today.
Okay.
So as per Sridhar's advice, tomorrow we are going for Teams, Guruji, because it is not so very comfortable. So today, so same thing can be done tomorrow as advised by Sridhar and Sir, Guruji. So Rajalakshmi ma'am, were you able to unmute ma'am? Yeah. I think she also has a problem, sir, in unmuting.
Okay, fine. So let's do it again tomorrow. So no problem.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you very much, sir. So we will be having our classes tomorrow in Teams.
Okay.
So the details of link will be posted in the respective groups. Please do follow the group. Thank you so much, sir. Can we have the ending prayer and conclude with this,
Yeah.
sir?
Hare Rama, Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Sri Rama Nama Varanana Om Namaiti Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu Krishna Krishna. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Sorry, Guruji. Today we had a lot of faced lot of problems.
Okay, we'll restart it again tomorrow. No.
Jai Shri Narayana, sir.
Jai Shri Narayana.
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 Jai Shri
Jai Shri Narayana.
Jai Shri Narayana. Om Namo Narayana.